Namaste. Welcome all of you. This is our 21st lecture in the series of online lectures and we are learning bookkeeping and accountancy standard 12. And this is my usual advice to you that before watching my any of the lecture, you should have watched my earlier lecture, especially in this case lecture number 20. Okay. This is just for your better understanding. We are learning bookkeeping and accountancy standard 12 Maharashtra board HSC board. And we are learning lesson number 1, that is introduction to partnership and partnership final accounts, and we have completed these many competency statements as stated by the board. Okay, and we have also covered these competency statements and currently we are on the last competency statement, that is how to find out the financial results of the business. Okay, that we are currently learning with. There are two methods of maintaining the capital accounts of the partners, either by fixed capital method or by fluctuating capital method. Okay. See, these are the important adjustments regarding the bad debts, RDD and different debtors and creditors. See, another adjustments which are relevant to balance sheet regarding bills receivable, bills payable, discount on debtors and creditors, etc. See, all these adjustments must be by heart to you. Okay. Now, what we have learnt in our earlier lecture, what we have seen in our earlier lecture, last lecture, that is illustration number 8, that is of Nene and Kane. Okay, Nene and Kane, which was given on page number 43 to 45. Okay, and what we are going to see today? Today we are going to learn illustration number 9, that is of Kranti and Sumangala. Okay, Kranti and Sumangala are the two partners and we are going to see the how to solve the illustration, which is given on page number 45 to 47. Now, let's start with the illustration number 9. See, this is the illustration. See, as this is the illustration which has been solved in the book, but then also I will teach you how to solve. Let's read along with me. Kranti and Sumangala are partners sharing profits and losses in their capital ratio. See, they are sharing their profits and losses in their capital ratios. From the trial balance given below and adjustments, you are required to prepare trading and profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2019 and balance sheet as on that date. Okay, and now the trial balance has been given on 31st March 2019. Now, see, we have taken lots of example for practice in which we had made one column over here in debit side as well as in credit side, and what did we do? See, we wrote where the entries will be recorded, where the entries will be noted. Okay, that we have posted, that we had used to record it. We used to write in front of each entry given in the debit and credit balance. But we should speed up our solving the problem. Okay, that's why we are not writing this these days. Instead of that, I have given you simple trick so that you can come to know where the items should be recorded. Okay, now see, these are the adjustments given. Okay, now let's see how to solve it. See, which is the simple trick which I had told you. See, the items given on the debit side of the trial balance can either be posted to the trading account debit side or profit and loss account debit side, or can be recorded to asset, or can be deducted from sales, or can be recorded to the partner's capital or current account to the debit side, or can be recorded to the can be deducted from the partner's capital in the liability side. Which items? The items given on the debit side of the trial balance. Similarly, for the items given on the credit side of the trial balance can be recorded either to the trading account credit side or profit and loss account credit side, or to the liability, or can be deducted from the purchases, or can be recorded to the partner's capital or current account credit side, or can be added to the partner's capital in the liability side. Okay, so this is the simple trick. By following this trick, you can come to know where the items can be recorded, which are given on in the trial balance debit side and credit side. Okay. One more thing, the book has started to include its last two illustrations, that is intangible assets. See, there are 4 types of intangible assets used in the examples given in your book, that is goodwill, patent, trademark, copyright, etc. Apart from that, there are intellectual property also is there used these days. Okay. Now let's see where the adjustments will be posted. Let's move to the adjustments. The first adjustment, closing stock is valued at cost price rupees 28,000 and market price rupees 32,000. Okay. See, the cost price is 28,000. So what is our rule? Whatever is the lowest amount, that we have to consider. What is the lowest amount? 28,000. Okay. So we may it be of the cost price, may it be of the market price, but we have to consider the lowest amount only. So we have to record only 28,000 rupees. Where it will be recorded? It will be recorded to the trading account credit side and asset. Okay. Now, and this will not be affected or reflected anywhere in the trial balance any item. Okay. The next item. The next item in the adjustment. See, these are the adjustments. Next item in the adjustment is insurance is paid up to 30th June 2019. Okay. Now see, this is a different type of adjustment which has come here. Insurance is paid up to 30th June 2019. And what is the closing date of books of account of this term? It is 31st March 2019. It means the insurance of 3 months has been paid in advance, starting from April, May and June. Okay, the 3 months insurance has been paid in advance. And what should be done of that 3 months insurance? Okay, that should be deducted from the respective insurance in the profit and loss account debit side. It should be deducted. Okay, why? It is paid in advance and it should be recorded to the asset side in the balance sheet. Okay, we'll see in detail how to do the calculations of this insurance which is paid up to the period which is not expired. Okay, in this case we can say that is unexpired insurance. Then because the period has not been expired for which the insurance has been paid. This is the simple technique to understand. Third adjustment, outstanding expenses are wages rupees 800 and salaries rupees 700. See, these are the outstanding expenses. So the expenses should be added to the respective items. Okay, wages should be added to the trading account debit side and salary should be added to the profit and loss account debit side. And as both are the outstanding expenses, they should be recorded to the liability. Okay, next. For this, we have to make the record. We have to make 2 dots against wages and salaries, and in earlier adjustment in the against insurance. See, against insurance, you have to make 2 dots. Against insurance, you have to make 2 dots and 2 dots again wages and 2 dots against salaries. Okay, because we have to remember for the adjustments while solving the problem. Okay, next adjustment. Book value of plant and machinery is reduced to 13,000. It means, see, in this case the word depreciation has not been given. Okay, so what is given? The book value of the plant and machinery is reduced. It means they had called the valuer and the valuer has valued that plant and machinery. Okay, and after valuation of that plant and machinery, that can be valued for many purposes. They may be willing to sell it, or they may be willing to know, they may have overused some plant and machinery, and after overusing they may be willing to know the price of it, or they may have less use it also. For example, if in corona days, okay, many factories and plants are closed, those are not working, so there can be any case they have valued it by calling the valuer. The valuer is the person who values the assets. Okay, and they have found the value of the plant and machinery is rupees 13,000. They have found that it is reduced to 13,000 because it has been valued. Now in this case, what we can come to know? See, this is the written down value. 13,000 is the written down value of plant and machinery. It means, what was the earlier value of plant and machinery? That we have to deduct specific amount and the written down value should come to rupees 13,000. Okay, see the plant and machinery has the value 15,000. So we have to make 2 mass against plant and machinery. Okay, 2 mass against plant and machinery. Next adjustment. Depreciate furniture by 5% per annum. Okay, so what we have to do in this case? We have to depreciate the furniture by 5%. So 2 mass against furniture. Okay, 2 mass against furniture for recording its depreciation. Okay, and where it will be recorded? See, 5% depreciation amount will be deducted from furniture in the asset side, and that depreciation would be recorded to the profit and loss account debit side because it is an expense. Okay, it is considered as an expense. Next, provide further bad debts of rupees 800. Okay, so these are the further bad debts because it is given in the adjustment. Okay, further bad debts. So where the further bad debts are recorded? See, the further bad debts are recorded to the profit and loss account debit side as per the formula. See, where it is recorded in the profit and loss account debit side as per the formula. And its second recording is done, and that it is deducted from sundry debtors in the asset side. Okay, for the new bad debts. So we have to make 2 markings, one against bad debts, one marking against bad debts, and one marking against sundry debtors. Okay, one marking against bad debts. Next, goods of rupees 3,000 distributed as a free sample. Okay, see now see this. For this also I have told you once in very detail why these goods are distributed as free sample. See, when you visit to mall, outside of the mall there are some people or the salesperson who are distributing some goods just for promotion, as a promotion purpose of their new product. May it be sometimes shampoo or may sometimes cosmetic products, toothpaste, right? There are many products. Tea, many times we find the tea outlets are there, okay, outside of any shop, or many times we get the samples of uh, fairness cream, okay, the samples of some cosmetics which are attached in the magazines also. So that is what the goods has been distributed as free sample just for the promotion purpose or for the advertisement purpose. Okay, so now what should be done for this recording, this adjustment? See, as the goods are going out, okay, and as per our rule, by whatever reason the goods are going out, they should be recorded to the trading account credit side. Okay, and they should also be recorded to the profit and loss account debit side. Okay, so the goods which are distributed as pre-sample, there will not be any marking in the against any item in the trial balance. Okay, now let's start to solve the problem. In the books of Kranti and Sumangala, trading and profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2019. Okay, we have started to solve the problem. See, stock given on 1st April 2018, that must be the opening stock. So opening stock is recorded to the trading account debit side. Okay, to opening, this is the trading account, and we have recorded opening stock rupees 32,500. Okay, next, purchases amounting to rupees 40,000. Okay, so purchases are also recorded to the trading account debit side to the inner column because there may be an adjustment. Okay, so purchases rupees 40,000 are recorded to the trading account debit side. Next, sundry debtors amounting to rupees 1 lakh, there is one adjustment, so sundry debtors are recorded to the balance sheet asset side. Okay, so we'll in our next, see, sundry debtors are recorded to the balance sheet asset side in the inner column. Okay, sundry debtors. Next, bills receivable, again an asset. Bills receivable amounting to rupees 8,500. See, what is the amount of bills receivable? It is rupees 8,500. Bills receivable are also recorded to the balance sheet asset side. Okay, bills receivable amounting to rupees 8,500. Next, wages are recorded to the trading account debit side. Okay, wages. amounting to rupees 3000, as there is an adjustment because we had made dots markings. So wages amounting to rupees 3000 should be recorded to the inner column of trading account debit side. See, 2 wages amounting to rupees 3000. Okay. See. Next. Investment. Investment amounting to rupees 32,000. What is investment? Investment is an asset. So here investment should be recorded balance sheet asset side. Okay. Balance sheet asset side we have to record the investment. See. Investment amounting to rupees 30,000. Balance sheet asset side. Then postage. What is postage? Postage is a administrative expenses. Okay, so postages are recorded to the profit and loss account debit side, rupees 2,700. Postages are recorded to the profit and loss account debit side, rupees 2,700. To postages, rupees 2,700. Next item. Insurance. Insurance amounting to rupees 7,500 has been paid and there is an adjustment. Okay, so we will write rupees 7,500 in the inner column in the insurance, okay, which is recorded to the profit and loss account debit side. Okay, to insurance rupees 7,500 to the profit and loss account debit side in the inner column. Next item is plant and machinery, rupees 15,000. Plant and machinery is recorded to the balance sheet asset side. So as there is an adjustment, so we record it to the inner column. Okay, plant and machinery rupees 15,000, balance sheet asset side. Okay. Next, salaries. Salaries are recorded to the profit and loss account debit side. Salaries are amounting to rupees 4,850. Okay, so salaries are recorded to the profit and loss account debit side, rupees 4,850. Okay, in the inner column because there is an adjustment, outstanding salaries are there. So salaries are recorded to profit and loss account debit side, rupees 4,850. Next, prepaid rent. Okay, see, this expense has been done but it is prepaid. So where it is recorded, see, it is recorded as asset. Okay, prepaid rent rupees 2,000. See, prepaid rent amounting to rupees 2,000 is recorded to the balance sheet asset side. Okay. Next, why prepaid rent? Because it is unexpired. The period for which the rent has been paid has not yet occurred, has not yet came. Okay, so it is unexpired, so it is recorded as an asset. Okay. Then bad debts amounting to rupees 500 are recorded to the profit and loss account debit side inner column because there is an adjustment. Bad debts, profit and loss account debit side. Okay, two bad debts, old bad debts amounting to rupees 500. Okay. Next, what is the next adjustment? Furniture amounting to rupees 12,500 is recorded to the balance sheet asset side. Okay, rupees 12,500. Okay, so we will record the furniture to the balance sheet. Okay, balance sheet asset side, furniture to the inner column, rupees 12,500. Okay. Next, what is the next item? Cash in hand amounting to rupees 3,775. What is cash in hand? It is an asset. So where it is recorded, balance sheet asset side, cash in hand rupees 3,775. And what is the last item in the debit side of the trial balance? It is sales return. Sales return amounting to rupees 1,500. They should be deducted from the sales. Okay, so where it should be recorded? It should be recorded to the trading account credit side. Where the sales are recorded, we have to deduct that amount. See, till now we haven't come across the amount of sales, but then also we have to record it as a sales return in trading account credit side. See, less sales return amounting to rupees 1500, because but yet we haven't come across the amount of sales, but meanwhile we can write it in at the second statement or the second line, okay, after leaving one line for sales. Then it is assumed that you have read the problem, you have read the adjustment, and you remember that there is only one adjustment on sales. There are no unrecorded sales in this case. Okay, so you can leave one line for sales, and the second line you can write less sales return. Next, so with this you have completed recording or posting of the items given on the debit side of the trial balance. Let's move to the items given on the credit side of the trial balance. See, the capitals of two partners is given. It is of Kranti and Sumangala. See, Kranti's capital is rupees 1,20,000 and Sumangala's capital is rupees 40,000. Okay. See, and what is their ratio? See, what they have told that you have to distribute the profit and losses in the ratio of their capital. Okay. So you have to remember, note their capital amounts. It is 1,20,000 for Kranti and 40,000 for Sumangala. Simply you can come to know Kranti's capital is 3 times more than Sumangala. Okay. So Kranti's profit or share would be 3 times more than that of Sumangala. Okay. But now we have to record the capitals of Kranti and Sumangala. Here in this book, because this is a solved problem, they have shown the recording of the capital on the fluctuating capital method in the balance sheet itself. Okay. So they have recorded in the balance sheet itself capital of Kranti amounting to rupees 1,20,000. Okay, and capital of Sumangala amounting to rupees 40,000. Okay, so they have recorded the both partners in the liability side of the balance sheet. Okay, next, what is the next adjustment? Sales. See, where the sales are recorded, trading account credit side, and what is the amount of sales? Rupees 60,000. Okay, so we have to go to the trading account credit side and we have to record the sales amounting to rupees 60,000. See, trading account credit side, buy sales rupees 60,000. Okay, next, sundry creditors. What are the where the sundry creditors are recorded? It is a liability, other liability. So sundry creditors are recorded under the liabilities in the balance sheet amounting to rupees 30,000. Okay, so let's move to the balance sheet. Balance sheet asset side we have to record. Balance sheet liability side we have to record sundry creditors. See, sundry creditors under balance sheet amounting to rupees 30,000. Okay. Next item, it is bills payable. Okay, see, bills payable again a liability because you haven't paid the bills. Okay, so bills payable is a liability amounting to rupees 15,000. Okay, so it is also recorded to the liability side of the balance sheet. See, bills payable amounting to rupees 15,000 recorded to the liability side of the balance sheet under the other assets, other liabilities. Okay, next, commission. See, this commission is given on the credit side of the trial balance. Okay, so as per the trick which I have told you, if the items given on the credit side of the trial balance, it can go to the profit and loss account credit side also. Okay, so commission is given on the credit side. It means that this commission has been received by the firm, by the business. Okay, maybe for any business they would have carried out. Okay, maybe for any reason they have got the commission. Okay, what is the amount of commission? Rupees 325. So where this commission is recorded, it is recorded to the profit and loss account credit side. Okay, see, this is profit and loss account, and credit side we have to record the as buy commission. Commission amounting to rupees 325. Then last item in the trial balance, that is purchase returns, and where the purchase returns are recorded, it is deducted from the purchases in the trading account debit side. What is the amount of purchase returns? Rupees 1,000. Okay, so let's go to the trading account debit side and deduct the purchase returns by writing less purchase returns amounting to rupees 1,000. So after deducting this purchase returns of rupees 1000. From the purchases of rupees 40,000, we will get the final or net purchases of rupees 39,000. Okay. Similarly, we have to also close the sales also. So amount of sales was rupees 60,000, and we have to deduct the sales return, that is rupees 1,500 from the sales, and so we will get the final amount of sales. The net sales value is rupees 58,500. Okay. Now let's move to the adjustments. See, the first adjustment. What is the first adjustment? Closing stock which is valued at cost price rupees 28,000 and market price rupees 38,000. What we have to see? Only we have to look at the amount, which is the lowest amount, 28,000. Where closing stock is recorded, trading account credit side and asset. Okay, so let's move to the trading account credit side. See, closing stock, this is the trading account, closing stock. See, this is the trading account, and we have to record it as by closing stock rupees 28,000, and as well as to the asset in the balance sheet, we have to record the closing stock. Okay, asset side of the balance sheet we have to record as the closing stock of amounting to rupees 28,000. Okay, next adjustment. Insurance is paid up to 30th June 2019. So book hasn't written any working note for the calculation of this interest which is paid for the period which has not yet expired. Okay, so this is the unexpired insurance. Now what should be done for recording of this unexpired insurance? I have written a working note for you. Okay, let's move to that working note. See, as per the given adjustment number 2, insurance is paid up to 30th June 2019. Okay, so insurance is paid on yearly basis, that is for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, etc. It is given that insurance is paid up to 30th June 2019. It means insurance policy would have been taken, or it would have been revised, or it would have been renewed on 1st July 2018 in last year. Okay, that's why the insurance period is ending on 30th June 2019, which comes 12 months period. The amount of insurance paid this year, which falls in this year, is rupees 7,500, which is paid for the period starting from 1st July 2018 to 30th June 2019. So the insurance paid, how to calculate the insurance paid in advance? That is called as prepaid insurance. So the prepaid insurance for this financial year is equal to the insurance which is paid for 3 months which has not yet been expired. So how to calculate the prepaid insurance? Prepaid insurance is equal to rupees 7,500 divided by 12 into 3. What is 12? 12 are the months, and 3 months because the insurance of 3 months has been not yet expired. Okay, so we come to the amount of rupees 1,875. Okay, and where we have to record it, we have to deduct that much of amount from respective expenses. Which are the expenses? Insurance. Okay, so from the insurance we have to deduct rupees 1,875 as prepaid expense. Okay, and as for the time being, as the period has not been expired, we have to record them as that prepaid expenses as an asset. So in the balance sheet we have to record as prepaid insurance rupees 1,875. Next adjustment. Outstanding expenses, wages rupees 800 and salaries rupees 700. Wages are recorded to the trading account debit side and salaries are recorded to the profit and loss account debit side. Okay, so we have to record to the trading and profit and loss account debit sides. Wages outstanding rupees 800. So the earlier wages rupees 3,000 and the outstanding wages rupees 800. So the total wages due would be rupees 3,800. And salaries, earlier salaries were rupees 4,850 and outstanding salaries are rupees 700. So the total amount of salary is rupees 5,550. Okay, and as these are the outstanding expenses, so they must be recorded to the balance sheet liability side. Okay, so the second effect would be recording to the balance sheet liability side as see balance sheet other liabilities. Under the category of outstanding expenses, you have to record wages rupees 800 and salaries rupees 700. So total outstanding expenses are rupees 1,500. Okay. Next, what is the next adjustment? Book value of plant and machinery is reduced to 13,000. Okay. So what is the total final value, current value of the plant and machinery? Rupees 13,000. So what does this mean? You have to consider rupees 2,000 as depreciation. Okay, so the written down value of plant and machinery is rupees 13,000. So you have to record like this: plant and machinery earlier value rupees 15,000, which should be recorded in the inner column, less depreciation amounting to rupees 2,000. So the final value rupees 13,000 will be shown on the outer side of the plant and machinery in the asset side. So this depreciation rupees 2,000 should be recorded to the profit and loss account debit side. Okay, see, to depreciation on plant and machinery rupees 2,000. Okay, next, depreciate furniture by 5% per annum. Okay, now the same thing we have to do. We have to deduct the consider the 5% depreciation on furniture. Okay, and we have to deduct that much of amount from furniture. So let's move to the furniture in the asset side of the balance sheet. Okay, asset side of the balance sheet. Furniture amounting to rupees 12,500, earlier amount, less 5% we have to calculate on 12,500, it becomes rupees 625. So we have to deduct 625 from 12,500 and we will get the final amount of furniture rupees 11,875. Okay, so this depreciation amount rupees 625 of furniture, that also we have to record to the profit and loss account debit side under the category of furniture, under the category of depreciation. Okay, see, there are two items on which the depreciation has been calculated. So there is one head has been made, that is to depreciation on plant and machinery and furniture. Okay, plant and machinery we have already written, and now furniture depreciation rupees 625, which we had calculated as 5% on the earlier value of the furniture. So we have to record rupees 625 as the depreciation on plant and machinery. So the total depreciation on both the assets is rupees 2,625. Okay, next adjustment. Provide further bad debts of rupees 800. Okay, see, the bad debts, new bad debts are recorded, deducted from the bad debts. Okay, and that is also recorded to the profit and loss account debit side to the earlier old bad debts. Okay, so in the profit and loss account debit side, we have to add as two new bad to the bad debts which are old. We have to record add new bad debts amounting to rupees 800. So the total amount of bad debts is rupees 1,300, and the same amount of new bad debts we have to deduct from debtors from the balance sheet asset side. Okay, so the earlier amount of Sunday debtors was rupees 1 lakh. Now we are considering these new bad debts, so we have to deduct this value of new bad debts from rupees 1 lakh. So the total amount of debtors is 99,200. Okay, now last adjustment, goods of rupees 3,000 distributed as a free sample. Okay, so the goods are going out maybe for any reason. So goods, for whatever reason the goods are going out, we have to record to the trading account credit side as, see, this is the trading account credit side, we have to record as buy goods distributed as free sample amounting to rupees 3,000, and as it has some value hidden in it. See, why do we record such items to the both sides? See, as the goods are going out means the stock is going out. So by whatever reason the stock goes out, we record it to the trading account credit side. And why do we record it to the profit and loss account also? See, If that stock we would have sold that stock, that much of amount of goods, then we would have received the value, right? But here we are not receiving the value. So in the other way, it is an expense for us, it is a loss for us. So where it is recorded? It is recorded the profit and loss account debit side, okay, as to advertisement goods distributed to rupees amounting to rupees 3000. So with this we have completed recording of all the items given on the trading account debit side, trading account credit side, and we have also recorded both entries of both effects of each transaction, because each transaction has two effects. So we have recorded two effects of each transactions. With this we have completed recording all the items. And now how to calculate the gross profit? See, if we look at the amounts given on the credit side of the trading account, 58,000, 28,000, 3,000. If we do the total, it will become more, that is rupees 89,500. So we have to write the total as rupees 89,500 on the credit side of the trading account, and similarly the same total on the debit side of the trading account. Then if we do the total of other amounts on the trading account debit side, and we deduct that total from this total, then we will get the gross profit, and the gross profit is amounting to rupees 14,200. Now we have to carry this gross profit down to the trading profit and loss account credit side by writing by gross profit brought down rupees 14,200. Okay, now if we look at the amounts which are given on the profit and loss account credit side and the amounts on the profit and loss account debit side, we will come to know the values hidden on the profit and loss account debit side are amounting to more than the values on the profit and loss account credit side, which should not happen, which is not advisable. See, it means your expenses are more than your incomes. Why? Incomes are recorded to the profit and loss account credit side. Okay, but if you come to know only two items are there, rupees 14,200 and 325. Okay, so it will become 14,525. The total of only these two items on the credit side of the profit and loss account. The value is hidden in them is very less or lesser compared to the values for the items recorded on the profit and loss account debit side. It means you have done this business firm, partnership firm Kranti and Sumangala has done more expenses than their income. Okay, which is not always at all advisable. So what we have to do? We have to calculate the net loss in this case. Okay, so we have to calculate the total of all the items on the profit and loss account debit side. It becomes rupees 20,800, and same total we have to write to the profit and loss account credit side, that is 20,800. And if we do the total of amounts given on the profit and loss account credit side, it becomes 14,525. Now we have to deduct 14,525 from the total of the profit and loss account, that is 20,800. We will come to the amount of loss. Okay, and what is the amount of loss? It is rupees 6,275. Okay, so we are coming across the loss, net loss in this case for these partners Kranti and Sumangala. And how to distribute this net loss to the partners then? See, what was given in the problem? It should be distributed to the partners in their capital ratio. And how much was the capital brought by Kranti? It was rupees 1,20,000. And what was the capital of Sumangala? 40,000. So what we came to know, that Kranti's capital is 3 times more than Sumangala. So okay, so how it should be distributed to Kranti and Sumangala? In the ratio of 3:1. Okay, so what we have to do? See, Kranti's capital was rupees 1,20,000 and Sumangala's capital was rupees 40,000. Okay, so Kranti's share is 3 and Sumangala's share is 1. Okay, so there we should make the 4 parts from the net loss, because 3 for Kranti and 1 for Sumangala, because they are sharing the net profits or losses in their capital ratios. So this is the loss. So we have to distribute the loss also, because they are incurring the loss. Okay, they are not gaining the profit. So loss also should be distributed to the partners as per the Indian Partnership Act 1932. So the loss amount rupees 6,025 6,275 should be distributed to Kranti and Sumangala in the ratio of 3:1. So we have to make the 2 parts of this loss, 4 parts of this loss, that is rupees 6,275 divided by 4, and 1 part we have to give to Sumangala and 3 parts we have to give to Kranti. So the amount of net loss transferred to Kranti would be rupees 4,706, and for Sumangala it is rupees 1,569. Okay. Now we have to transfer it to the partner's capital. Okay, because they are incurring the loss, so it should be recorded to balance sheet against their individual capitals. See, the capital of Kranti we had recorded rupees 1,20,000, and now we have to give her loss amount also, which should be deducted from her capital. Okay, so the net loss of rupees 4,706 should be deducted, subtracted from Kranti's capital. So the final amount of Kranti's capital is rupees 1,15,294. Similarly, the share of loss of Sumangala was rupees 1,569. It should be deducted from her capital of rupees 40,000. So the final amount, because of these are the fluctuations, okay, we are maintaining by the fluctuating method. So the final amounts of their capital for the next year as an opening amount would be rupees 38,431 for Sumangala. Okay, now rest of the items we have recorded. So if we calculate the amounts or total given on the balance sheet asset side, it will become 2,225,000. And if we calculate the amounts on the liability side of the balance sheet, all the amounts, it will also become 2,225,000. So with this, the balance sheet also tallies. Okay, so we have seen how to solve illustration number 9. Okay, now quiz of this day. If insurance is paid for the period for more than the financial year, then where is it recorded? See, always the quiz based on whatever you have learnt in that lecture. Okay, so if the insurance is paid for the period for more than the financial year, okay, it means the period which has not been expired in this financial year, then where that insurance is recorded? Is it recorded to the trading account debit side, profit and loss account debit side, to the assets, to the liability, or to the partner's capital or current account, or none of the above? Okay, you have to give the correct answer immediately as soon as you have finished watching this video. Now, what we will see in our next lecture? In our next lectures, we will see practical problem number 7, that is of Satish and Pramod. Okay, Satish and Pramod are the partners, and we will see the practical problem of Satish and Pramod. Okay, which is given on page number 59 to 60. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe, and take care. Keep learning.